The universe does not waste its power on the unworthy. It marks the chosen, and with that mark comes both glory and war. The weak will always rally against what they cannot become. They underestimated you. They mocked you. They thought their whispers, their schemes, and their fake alliances would bury you. But what they didn't realize is that they weren't fighting you. They were fighting the force that chose you. And now, they are learning the hardest lesson of all. When you go against the universe's will, you lose. You see, the energy around you has shifted, and it's undeniable. The very people who once entertained their lies are now seeing the truth, loud and clear. Their slander is backfiring, their masks are slipping, and the respect they once demanded is turning into silent side-eyes and quiet exits. The streets are buzzing, but not with their stories, with yours. And every time your name is spoken, their failure echoes even louder. Before we go any further, take a second, like and subscribe to help spread this message to more chosen ones. When you engage, it signals to YouTube that this message needs to reach those who need it most. The universe works in mysterious ways, and sometimes even an algorithm can play its part in awakening the right souls. Now, let's talk about what's really happening here. The power of being chosen is something that haunts your enemies. It keeps them up at night, replaying every moment where you refuse to break. They can't understand how you keep winning, how you keep rising no matter what they throw at you. It eats away at them because deep down they know they could never be you. They tried to turn people against you, but the universe flipped the script. Now, those same people are laughing at them, not because you asked them to, not because you sought revenge, but because their own actions exposed them. It's poetic justice. The more they attacked you, the more they dug their own graves. And yet, some of you still doubt yourselves. Some of you still think you're alone. How dare you? How dare you question your own power when the universe itself is moving mountains for you? How dare you let temporary illusions of isolation shake your belief in your own light? Chosen ones, hear me clearly. You were never alone. You were always protected, always guided. The silence, the setbacks, the betrayals, they weren't punishments, they were lessons. Training for a destiny far greater than their comprehension. Your enemies don't hate you because of what you do. They hate you because of what you are. Your very existence is a reminder of everything they lack. Courage, authenticity, divine favor. They don't envy your success. They envy your spirit. They wish they had what's in you, but it cannot be copied, it cannot be stolen, and it damn sure can't be destroyed. So let them talk. Let them scheme. Let them scramble to rewrite the narrative. Because at the end of the day, the universe does not honor lies. And when it chooses a warrior, it does not choose wrong. So tell me, are you ready to step fully into your power? Ready to own the fact that your rise is inevitable and their downfall is self-inflicted? If you've ever felt the shift, if you know deep down that their jealousy is just proof of your elevation, drop the number 77 in the comments. That's the energy of completion, of cycles closing in your favor. The universe is making sure their lies collapse while your truth stands tall. And now, let's get into it, step by step. Because if you're truly chosen, you won't just hear this message, you'll feel it. Let's begin. Number 1. When the universe puts your name in lights, the unworthy will always try to dim it. Jealousy doesn't whisper, it screams. And the loudest ones? They're the ones choking on the ashes of the bridges they burned, trying to destroy you. They thought their little schemes would break you. They thought their gossip, their slander, their pathetic attempts to rewrite reality would stick. But instead, the universe turned them into a spectacle. Now, the same mouths that spread lies about you are the ones swallowing their pride. The same people who entertained their nonsense are laughing behind their backs, watching them squirm under the weight of their own deception. Why? Because the power of being chosen cannot be undone. The moment the universe put its mark on you, their battle was lost. They weren't fighting you, they were playing a losing game against the very system that governs reality. And now, that system is correcting itself. You feel it, don't you? That undeniable shift. The streets are buzzing with your name. The digital world is pulsing with your presence. It's as if the air itself has changed, charged with a force beyond human control. It's not paranoia. It's confirmation. This is the energy of transformation, of ascension, of the truth demanding to be recognized. And what about them? What about the ones who spent their time trying to silence you? They can't escape what's happening, and it's eating them alive. Because here's the truth. When the universe elevates a chosen one, there is no undoing it. No slander can erase it. No manipulation can alter it. They could gather in secret rooms, whispering their strategies, but they are nothing against the grand design. And yet, some of you still doubt. Some of you still sit in isolation, questioning your power, wondering if you're truly seen, truly valued. How dare you? How dare you let temporary hardship convince you that the universe made a mistake? How dare you question your own light when everything around you is moving to position you exactly where you need to be? Let me make this clear. The struggles, the betrayals, the loneliness, it was never about breaking you. It was about refining you. You weren't abandoned, you were being sharpened. You weren't overlooked, you were being protected. And now, as your name begins to echo through spaces you never even stepped into, you're finally seeing the truth. They weren't rejecting you. They were rejecting the discomfort of their own mediocrity. Because here's something they'll never admit. You were their standard all along. The one they watched in secret. The one they copied but could never quite replicate. The one who made them insecure simply by existing. And now, with every victory you claim, their resentment grows deeper. Because they see it now. You were always destined to win. And what's worse, so does everyone else. The people they tried to turn against you, they're waking up. They're seeing the cracks in the lies, the desperation in the ones who tried to control the story. And now, instead of being your enemy's audience, they're becoming your witnesses. The universe is balancing the scales, and it's doing it in a way that leaves no room for doubt. This is what happens when you are truly chosen. This is what happens when destiny moves in your favor. Those who went against you become cautionary tales. And yet, some of you still hesitate. Some of you still wonder if you're worthy of all this attention, all this power, all this favor. Let me tell you something. The universe doesn't make mistakes. If you weren't meant to stand out, you wouldn't. If you weren't meant to rise, nothing could pull you up. If you weren't meant to leave your mark, the world wouldn't feel your presence before you even enter a room. This isn't luck. This isn't chance. This is the universe recognizing its own creation and making way for it. and your enemies. They were just the resistance that made you stronger, the friction that made your light burn brighter, the fools who thought they could challenge what was never theirs to claim. So let them watch, let them fumble for explanations, let them cling to the last shreds of their illusions, because at the end of the day, this was never their story to tell. The universe has already spoken, and it spoke your name. Number 2. They laughed, they plotted, and now they're eating their own words. The worst mistake they ever made wasn't underestimating you. It was believing for a second that their opinions had any power over your destiny. They watched, they mocked, they whispered behind closed doors, betting against you like your life was some kind of game. Every struggle you faced was entertainment to them. Every setback was a reason to smirk. They fed off your moments of doubt, savoring the idea that you would break under the weight of it all. And now they're choking on their arrogance, because the very thing they never wanted to admit is playing out right in front of them. You rose anyway. They wanted you to disappear. They wanted your light to dim, your voice to fade, your spirit to fold under the pressure. They were counting on you to be too broken, too tired, too uncertain to keep going. And yet, here you are, thriving, untouchable, and impossible to ignore. Now, their whispers have turned into silence. That smug laughter, it's gone, replaced by disbelief, envy, and the realization that they lost. Because let's be real, they weren't just watching you, they were watching over you, studying your every move, waiting for the moment to confirm their expectations. And when you didn't give them what they wanted, when you refused to crumble, when you turned their doubt into fuel, it killed them inside. And yet, some of you still let their past words haunt you. Some of you still replay their mockery in your mind, as if their disbelief was ever stronger than your calling. How dare you? How dare you give power to the same voices that were always too small to define you? How dare you let the memory of their laughter echo louder than the truth of your victory? The universe didn't choose them. It chose you. And that alone was enough to make them bitter, because deep down they knew they could never be what you are. They had the same 24 hours. They had the same air to breathe, the same world to move through. But they lacked something crucial: alignment. See, being chosen isn't just about talent. It's not about luck. It's not even about effort alone. It's about alignment with the universe's will. It's about moving in a frequency so high that no lie, no scheme, no petty jealousy can hold you back. And your enemies? They weren't just fighting against you. They were fighting against the very fabric of the universe itself. That's why they're losing. That's why the tables have turned so viciously. That's why the same people who once ridiculed you now have to watch you succeed with no way to stop it. And the best part? They did this to themselves. Because they weren't just passive bystanders. They weren't just neutral observers. They made a choice. They chose to laugh at your pain. They chose to doubt you. They chose to throw stones when they could have extended a hand. And now they have to live with the consequences of their own choices. Because the truth is, they never had power over you. They only had the illusion of power granted by your moments of insecurity. But once you stepped fully into your truth, once you embraced the fact that you were never meant to lose, the illusion shattered. And now, all they can do is watch. They'll smile in your face, pretending they always believed in you. They'll rewrite history, trying to align themselves with your success. But the universe sees it all, and it does not forget. So let them sit in their regret. Let them drown in the bitterness of missed opportunity. Let them feel the weight of their own choices pressing down on them. Because while they wasted time betting against you, you were busy becoming unstoppable. Number 3. They lost access. Now they can't look away. The greatest punishment for your enemies isn't your revenge. It's your success unfolding in real time, right in front of them, without their permission. They had a front row seat to your life, a backstage pass to your energy, and they threw it away like it meant nothing. Now, they're obsessed. They lurk in the shadows, scrolling, watching, dissecting every detail of your life like it's their new religion. Their mind is a prison built from your success, each thought shackled to the memory of what they lost when they underestimated you. This is what happens when you mishandle access to a chosen one. They thought walking away from you, betraying you, or trying to sabotage you would be the end of your story. They thought they were closing the book, slamming the door, silencing the power you hold. Instead, they wrote themselves out of a history they desperately wish they were still a part of. And now, they're haunted. Because while they were busy trying to tear you down, you became untouchable. Your name carries weight. Your presence shifts the room. Your influence reaches far beyond their grasp. And the most brutal part, they are completely powerless to stop it. They won't admit it, but they feel it. That gnawing emptiness where your energy used to be. That sickening realization that the very thing they took for granted was actually their greatest privilege. But it's too late. Because while they were watching, plotting and waiting for your downfall, the universe was elevating you. And now, they're nothing more than spectators to a show they can't participate in. They ask about you in whispers. They refresh your pages with trembling fingers, scanning for signs of weakness, desperate for evidence that maybe, just maybe, you're still the person they once knew. But you're not. You've evolved beyond their reach. See, when the universe chooses someone, it doesn't just bless them, it protects them. It removes those who are unworthy, even if at first it feels like loss. And you, chosen one, need to understand this. What left was never meant to stay. So why do you still question it? Why do you still let the echoes of their betrayal whisper doubt into your mind? How dare you? How dare you mourn the ones who fumbled their place in your life? How dare you entertain the idea that maybe they didn't mean it, that maybe it was a mistake? It wasn't a mistake. It was the universe doing you a favor. Because let's be real, if they truly valued you, they never would have put themselves in a position to lose you. And now, they are the ones suffering. Not because you sought revenge, not because you wished them harm, but because they set their own trap and walked straight into it. Their obsession isn't about you. It's about the emptiness they feel without you. It's about the guilt they refuse to acknowledge. It's about the realization that they lost something irreplaceable. And yet, they still won't say a word. They won't reach out because their pride won't let them. They won't apologize because that would mean admitting they were wrong. So instead, they watch from a distance, hoping to catch even a glimpse of the version of you they once knew. But that version of you is gone. You are no longer accessible, no longer predictable, no longer the person they could manipulate, underestimate, or control. And that is what destroys them the most. because now they're stuck with the truth. You were the best thing they ever had, and they let you go. And there is no coming back from that. Number 4. The universe is writing your victory in the sky, and they can't look away. The biggest irony: the same people who swore you'd never be anything now use your name as proof that they once knew greatness. The very stars have shifted to make room for your rise. The universe itself has tilted in your favor, bending the fabric of reality to accommodate your inevitable triumph. You feel it, don't you? That unshakable pull, that silent confirmation that everything is aligning for you. And them, they feel it too. The ones who laughed, who doubted, who convinced themselves that your struggle was permanent. They're being forced to watch, and with every mention of your name, their world shrinks a little more. Did you hear what they've done? The question spreads like wildfire through circles where you were once ignored. Your name, spoken with awe, curiosity, and most importantly, regret. Can you believe how far they've come? Your accomplishments, now undeniable, leave them in silent humiliation, because the very people who dismissed you are the ones reluctantly telling your story now. I used to know them. Oh, how their words burn as they scramble to rewrite history. Now that you've risen, now that your glow is impossible to deny, they want to attach themselves to your narrative. But here's the brutal truth: they are not part of your story anymore. The universe saw what they did. It heard their words. It felt the weight of their betrayal. And that's why, no matter how much they try to insert themselves back into your orbit, they will remain spectators. Because let's be real, they never wanted you to succeed. They never thought you'd make it. And now, every single one of your wins is a dagger to their ego. Your journey has become legendary. Your resilience, unmatched. Your success, undeniable. And the funniest part? They could have been part of it, but they played themselves. They thought their absence would break you. They thought their doubt would weigh you down. But all it did was fuel your fire. All it did was sharpen you into something unstoppable. And now they sit on the sidelines, watching the very thing they tried to destroy become bigger, brighter, and more powerful than ever. You were never meant to stay small. The universe never designed you to be overlooked, doubted, or dismissed. Everything they did to suppress you, it backfired. Because when you are truly chosen, when the stars themselves move in your favor, no lie, no betrayal, no slander can erase your destiny. And yet, some of you still question it. Some of you still wonder, was I really meant for this? How dare you doubt the very forces that have been rearranging reality just for you? How dare you let temporary struggles convince you that the universe wasn't always on your side? Chosen ones, hear this loud and clear. You were never losing. Every setback was a setup. Every betrayal was protection. Every delay was divine alignment. And now, the ones who thought they could write you off are being forced to read your name everywhere they go. They'll hear it in conversations they were never meant to be part of. They'll see it in places they never imagined you'd reach. And the worst part, they'll realize they never had the power to stop it. So let them watch. Let them regret. Let them sit in the agony of knowing that they lost access to something priceless. Because the universe didn't forget, and neither should you. Number 5, they can't outrun the truth. It's written in the stars. You can deny reality for only so long before it forces itself upon you. And for them, that moment has arrived. They fidget, they stammer, they scramble to change the subject. The mention of your name alone sends a jolt through their system like an exposed nerve. They feel it, that suffocating weight pressing down on them every time your success is brought up. That tightening in their chest when they realize they were wrong about you. The truth is relentless. It doesn't care about their ego. It doesn't care about their comfort. It follows them into every room, seeps into every conversation, challenges every lie they ever told about you. And now they're running. They try to laugh it off, to act unbothered, but the universe has a way of making sure they choke on their own arrogance. Every attempt to downplay you only circles back to prove them foolish. Every excuse they make is met with undeniable proof of your rise. They can't look at you. They can't acknowledge the transformation happening before their eyes, because to do so would mean admitting that they bet against the wrong person, that they chose the losing side. And now, they are the ones drowning in their own regret. The same people who whispered doubts behind your back now sit in rooms where your name dominates the conversation. Have you seen what they've accomplished? I can't believe how much they've grown. They really proved everyone wrong, didn't they? Each word slices through them like a blade. Each compliment aimed at you is a hammer striking the fragile walls they built to protect their fragile egos. They thought they had erased you, thought they had crushed your spirit, thought they could control the narrative forever. But the universe had other plans. Because here's the thing about being chosen. The truth will always serve you. Even when the odds seemed against you, even when they stacked lies higher than mountains, the truth was working behind the scenes, setting the stage for your return. And now, here you are, larger than life, bigger than their biggest fears, a success story they never wanted to see unfold. And yet, they still refuse to face it. They avoid eye contact when your name is mentioned. They awkwardly change the subject when someone brings up your latest win. They'll even try to rewrite history, pretending they always believed in you, acting as if they never tried to tear you down. But it's too late, because the people around them, they remember. They remember the jokes, the dismissive smirks, the cruel words disguised as advice. They remember who stood with you and who stood against you. And now they're watching as the very ones who tried to bury you squirm under the weight of their own shame. It's poetic justice. They once reveled in your struggles, fed off your pain, thrived in the illusion of your downfall. And now, the tables have turned so brutally that they can't even sit comfortably in their own circles. But you're thriving. You're not just surviving, you're expanding, evolving, ascending. You no longer need their validation, their apologies, or their recognition, because the universe has already spoken. And yet, some of you still hesitate. Some of you still look back, still wonder if they really regret what they did. How dare you? How dare you entertain the idea of seeking closure from people who were never worthy of your presence? The universe gave you closure the moment it lifted you above them, the moment it stripped them of their ability to affect your life. The moment their own envy became their punishment. So let them struggle, let them fumble for excuses, let them sit in the discomfort of knowing that you were never the problem. They were, because at the end of the day, they can't escape the truth. And that is your greatest victory. Number 6. The gossip is now a storm, and it's wiping them out. The funny thing about underestimating a chosen one, you don't just get proven wrong, you get humiliated by the truth. The whispers about you have turned into an uncontrollable force. What started as idle gossip has become a roaring storm. A storm that they can't outrun, can't silence, and can't control. The weight of your vindication is sweeping through every conversation, crashing down like waves against the fragile walls of their ego. They thought they had you figured out. They sat in their little circles, smug and certain, writing your fate with their empty words. They built a cage out of their low expectations, convinced that you'd stay locked inside forever. They'll always struggle. They'll never amount to much. They're just not built for greatness. Fools. Absolute fools. They thought they were the authors of your story, thought their dismissive words could define you, limit you, erase you. But the universe had a plot twist waiting for them, and now they're drowning in the very lies they told. Because your name is everywhere, not just mentioned in passing, celebrated, respected, admired. People they once convinced to overlook you are now discussing your rise with awe. The same spaces where they tried to shut you out are now places where your success is impossible to ignore. And the worst part? They have to hear it, over and over again. Your name, your accomplishments, your victories, a relentless storm they can't escape. They try to change the subject, but the conversation always finds its way back to you. They try to act unbothered, but the fire behind their eyes betrays them. They try to convince themselves that they don't care, but deep down, they know they lost. Because let's be real, they were never rooting for you. They wanted you to fail. They wanted your struggles to consume you. They wanted their words to become reality. But instead, they have to live in the truth they tried to deny. And the universe, it's having a good laugh. Because you weren't just built for greatness, you were destined for it. You didn't just overcome, you obliterated every false narrative they ever spun about you. And yet, some of you still hesitate. Some of you still let the past haunt you, still wonder if you should have done things differently. How dare you? How dare you let their old words cast even a shadow of doubt over your spirit? How dare you entertain the idea that they might have been right about you? Look around. Look at what you've built. Look at the impact you're making. Look at how far you've come. They were never right about you. They never had the power to define you. And now they are the ones trapped. Not you. Them. Trapped in conversations about you. Trapped in the shame of knowing they misjudged you, trapped in a storm of their own making, desperately searching for shelter from the very truth they tried to deny. And the best part? There's no way out for them, because the truth about a chosen one doesn't fade. It doesn't die out, doesn't get buried under lies. It only grows stronger, louder, undeniable. So let them run. Let them squirm. Let them drown in the reality that you made it. Without them, despite them, beyond them. Because the storm isn't stopping, and neither are you. Number 7. Your life has become their biggest regret, and there's no undoing it. They built a prison for you with their words, but you turned it into a battlefield. And now, you're the only one walking away victorious. While they were busy weaving lies about your limits, you were sharpening your mind, strengthening your soul, turning every ounce of pain into power. While they slept soundly, thinking their assumptions about you were set in stone, you were waking up to your own unstoppable force. And now, the audacity of their shock, the humiliation of their miscalculation, the embarrassment of realizing they were never qualified to judge you in the first place. Because look at you, thriving, winning, defying every label they tried to slap onto you. Your life has become a direct slap in the face to every doubt they ever had. Your very existence is proof that they were wrong. And the worst part for them, there is no undoing it. They can't rewrite history. They can't erase the fact that they were once the loudest voices predicting your downfall. And now, they have to live with the truth that they backed the losing side. Because every step you take forward is a rebuke to their ignorance. Every success you claim is an embarrassment to their false assumptions. Every moment you shine is a reminder that they were the only ones foolish enough to doubt you. And here's the thing, they thought they had you figured out. They had you labeled, boxed in, dismissed. They'll never be anything. They don't have what it takes. They'll break before they ever make it. Lies. All lies. Because what they didn't realize is that you were never meant to fit inside their small, pathetic expectations. You were meant to shatter them. You were meant to make them uncomfortable, to force them to rethink everything they thought they knew about power, resilience, and success. And now, they are the ones left behind. They watch from the sidelines, stuck in the past, trapped in their own arrogance, while you move like a force of nature, untouchable, undeniable, unstoppable. And yet, some of you still hesitate. Some of you still let the echoes of their old words haunt you, still wonder if you were ever truly meant for this. How dare you? How dare you doubt your own power when the universe itself has aligned to push you forward? How dare you question your worth when your very existence is humiliating those who underestimated you? The proof is in front of you. The transformation is undeniable. The revolution of your life is already in motion. And now, the ones who tried to hold you back can only watch. There is no redemption arc for them. There is no undoing the damage of their own choices. They made their bed, and now they have to lie in it, watching you thrive from a distance with no way back in. They wanted you to fail. They wanted their words to define your future. Instead, their failure is written in your success. So let them sit in their regret. Let them choke on their doubts. Let them drown in the realization that you were never the weak one. They were, because the revolution of your life isn't stopping. And they're nothing more than relics of a past that no longer matters. Number 8. The universe closed the door, and their name isn't on the list. They bet against you, and the universe took it personally. Now, the gates to your empire are locked, and they're left outside, staring at everything they swore you'd never have. They never supported you, never believed in you, never invested a single ounce of real energy into your rise. And now, their punishment is watching you thrive from the outside, permanently barred from the paradise they once mocked. They assumed your journey would be nothing but failure, thought your road would forever be steep, your struggles never ending. Their limited, pathetic imagination never stretched far enough to picture you winning. They'll never make it. They're not strong enough. They'll fall before they ever rise. Fools, absolute fools. Because now, your success is towering. Your rise is undeniable. The empire you built with your own hands is real, and they are not welcome in it. They want in. Of course they do. They want to be part of the conversations that matter, want to claim they always believed in you, want to rewrite history as if they weren't the very people trying to hold you down. But the universe, it doesn't forget. The cosmic bouncer stands at the gate checking names, and theirs isn't there. Because here's the truth. Not everyone is meant to enter the future you fought for. Not everyone deserves access to the success they once doubted. They mocked the very path they now wish they had walked, laughed at the journey they now dream of joining, dismissed the vision that they would give anything to be part of now. But it's too late. The universe is fair, but it is not foolish. It does not grant second chances to those who wasted their first. And yet, some of you still hesitate. Some of you still wonder, should I let them back in? Should I give them another chance? How dare you? How dare you question the very lessons that made you who you are? How dare you entertain the idea of giving access back to people who were never strong enough to stand beside you? Let me be clear. What left your life was removed for a reason. And now, their consequence is watching you succeed without them. Watching you enter rooms they can't step into. Watching you rise to levels they could never reach, even if they tried. They underestimated you. They dismissed you, and now they are haunted by you. Every conversation about your success is a dagger to their ego. Every accomplishment you achieve is a reminder of their failure. Every time your name is mentioned, they are forced to face the truth. They lost, and there is no way back in. They can beg, they can make excuses, they can pretend they've changed, but the universe already made its decision, and that decision is final. So let them stand outside, looking in. Let them regret. Let them sit in the agony of knowing that the very thing they doubted became the very thing they wish they had supported. Because the future you are walking into, it's only for the chosen. And them? They were never chosen to begin with. Number 9. Your greatness was never up for debate. It was written in the stars. The universe didn't ask for their opinion when it chose you, and now their disbelief is irrelevant because your success is undeniable. Your future isn't small, it isn't limited. It stretches beyond what even you can see right now, unfolding like an infinite masterpiece crafted by the hands of destiny itself. Your potential, limitless. Your rise, inevitable. Your greatness, already set in motion. And them, they are stuck in the mud of their own consequences, trapped in a life built on doubt, regret, and the bitter reality that they were never part of the chosen. Because understand this, your success is no longer just yours. It has transcended beyond a personal victory. You are no longer just another success story. You are proof. Proof that the universe does not make mistakes. Proof that those who are meant to rise will always rise, no matter who doubts them, no matter who stands in the way, no matter what obstacles are placed before them. You were always going to win, always going to overcome, always going to reach heights that most people will never even touch. And now, the world knows it, and so do they. The same ones who once rolled their eyes at your ambition, the ones who snickered at your dreams, the ones who thought they could predict your limitations, they are now watching you ascend past everything they ever imagined. And it's burning them inside, because deep down they always felt it. That quiet, nagging fear that maybe, just maybe, you were different, that maybe you really were meant for something greater, that maybe, no matter how much they doubted, you would still find a way to rise. And now they're forced to live in that reality. Your success isn't just a win, it's a spiritual proclamation. It's a cosmic declaration that those who are chosen cannot be denied. But let's talk about you for a second, because some of you still hesitate. Some of you still look back. Some of you still question if you really deserve all this, if you're really meant to shine this brightly. How dare you? How dare you doubt the very energy that has been guiding you since the beginning? How dare you hesitate when the universe itself has cleared a path for you? Look at where you are. Look at what you've built. Look at what they said you'd never achieve. You didn't just prove them wrong. You proved yourself right. You didn't just win. You redefined the entire game. And now, their opinions, their disbelief, their pathetic attempts to rewrite history, none of it matters, because the truth is out. The world sees it, and so do they. And now, all they can do is watch. Watch as you become everything they swore you wouldn't. Watch as your greatness continues to expand, leaving them behind in a life that will never reach past the limits of their own bitterness. But you were never meant to stay small. You were always destined for greatness, always built for abundance, always chosen for victory. And now, the universe is making sure everyone knows it. Number 10. They can't erase what they did. Their betrayal is written in stone. Regret is a slow poison, and for them, it's an inescapable sentence, one they handed to themselves the moment they turned against you. They thought time would wipe the slate clean, thought that if enough days passed, their actions would blur into the background, lost in the noise of life. Fools. The universe keeps receipts. Every word they spoke in doubt, every laugh at your expense, every moment they dismissed you, sabotaged you, or wished for your failure, it's all documented in the fabric of reality, unerasable, undeniable. Now they scramble. They try to change the story, twisting the past into something more convenient. They rewrite their words, shift their stance, hoping no one remembers what they did. I always believed in them. I knew they had potential. I was just trying to push them to be better. Lies. All lies. They didn't believe in you. They never saw your potential. They didn't push you. They tried to pull you down. And now, the truth is set in stone, and there's no undoing it. They don't get to rewrite the past just because it makes them uncomfortable now. They don't get to erase the betrayal just because the consequences have come knocking. Because let's be real, if you had failed, they would still be laughing. If you had stayed broken, they wouldn't be here now, trying to act like they were on your side. Their regret isn't because they hurt you. It's because their actions didn't work. And the worst part for them, they know they can't escape it. Every time your name is mentioned, it reminds them. Every time your success is praised, it haunts them. Every time someone brings up your journey, they have to sit in silence, knowing they were on the wrong side of history. Because the truth? They aren't just bystanders in your story, they're villains. And villains don't get redemption just because they suddenly regret their choices. Now, they have to live with it. Live with the reality that they doubted the wrong person. And some of you still wonder if you should give them another chance, if you should let them explain, if you should hear them out. How dare you? How dare you even consider handing them back a position they recklessly threw away? How dare you think for a second that the same people who tried to break you should have a seat at your table now? The universe already decided, and it decided against them. Your success is their sentence. Your rise is their consequence. They don't get to walk back in like nothing happened. They don't get to suddenly care now that the outcome is different. They don't get to pretend they were always on your side just because their own shame is eating them alive. This is their reality now, locked out of the future they never believed you'd reach. Forced to watch from the sidelines, knowing they lost access, knowing they could have been part of it. But now, their name is permanently removed from the list. And that is their real punishment. Number 11. The universe rewards the chosen, and they're powerless to stop it. You weren't just lucky, you weren't just persistent, you were chosen, and the universe always clears the way for those it selects, whether your enemies like it or not. While they scramble to save face, while they sit in the wreckage of their own bad choices, you continue to rise. And here's the brutal truth. Your success has nothing to do with them. Not because of them. Not in spite of them. They were never part of the equation. Your elevation is a cosmic order, a decision made by forces far greater than their petty opinions. It was always going to happen. No slander, no betrayal, no opposition could have changed that. And now, they feel it. That deep, gnawing helplessness creeping into their chest when they hear your name. That slow realization that their doubts, their arrogance, their cruelty, all of it was for nothing. Because while they were busy betting against you, the universe was stacking the odds in your favor. Your success isn't random. It's not luck. It's not coincidence. It's alignment. The universe has been orchestrating your rise all along, putting you through trials, sharpening you with betrayals, testing your endurance, because the rewards were always meant to be yours. And now, nothing can stop what's in motion. They see it. They know it. And worst of all, they know there's nothing they can do about it. No amount of denial can erase what's happening. No revision of history can make it untrue. No fake support now can undo the fact that they never believed in you when it mattered. The universe doesn't just lift the chosen. It makes sure everyone who doubted them is forced to witness their rise. And that is their punishment. Because if they had truly been meant to rise with you, they would have supported you. If they were meant to be part of your story, they would have been chosen too. But they weren't, and they never will be. And now they watch. Watching as doors open for you that they'll never walk through. Watching as your name echoes in places they swore you'd never reach. Watching as the success they mocked becomes something so colossal, so undeniable, that they can't escape it. They don't have to like it. They don't have to understand it. They just have to live with it. And yet, some of you still hesitate. some of you still look over your shoulder, still wonder if you should let them back in, still question if you're truly meant for all this success. How dare you? How dare you doubt what the universe has already confirmed? How dare you entertain the idea of shrinking yourself to make them comfortable? The universe didn't go through all this trouble for you to question your own worth. It didn't align blessings, opportunities, and divine timing just for you to hesitate. This is your time, your moment, and no one, not them, not their jealousy, not their regrets, can stop it now. So let them watch. Let them feel the weight of their own disbelief. Let them sit in the agony of knowing that the train they refuse to board has left the station, and it's never coming back for them, because you were always meant to win. And now, nothing and no one can change that. And just like that, the truth stands tall, unshaken, undeniable. The universe has spoken. Your rise was always meant to happen, and no force, no enemy, no doubter, no betrayer could have stopped it. Now, they sit in their regret, watching from a distance, knowing they lost access forever. And you move forward, unstoppable. If this message hit deep, show your energy, like, subscribe, and drop the number 77 in the comments. Let the universe know you're aligned. And don't forget to share this with another chosen one, because the more we rise, the louder the truth becomes.